Welcome to the John and Heidi Show podcast.
John and Heidi.
Here's John and Heidi.
Today is a special day, Heidi. Do you know what today is?
What is today, John?
I thought you'd never ask. It is the weekend, so let's do the whole darn thing. Saturday, July the 24th, National Words with Friends Day. So It's a day to have words with friends. So you and I got to chat later.
Righty.
National Thermal Engineer Day, National Tequila Day. That also helps you have words with friends, by the way.
It certainly does.
National Drive-Thru Day, National Cousins Day, National Amelia Earhart Day, and National Day of the Cowboy. Sunday, the 25th, is National Merry-Go-Round Day, National Hot Fudge Sundae Day, National Threading the Needle Day, National Hire a Veteran Day. I love that.
I love that, too.
That should be every day. National Wine and Cheese Day, and National Parents' Day.
Okay.
So kids, why don't you take mom and dad out for a nice day? I, by the way, am so excited to visit with Stuntman Eddie Braun. You've seen him in every movie all the time. He's always like one of the guys behind the scenes. You never get to see the guy other than you see him ramp the car. You see him make that jump. You see him do all these things, from the Dukes of Hazzard, Fall Guy, Chips, A-Team, to movies like The Avengers, Transformers, Argo. I mean, that's just a tiny little taste. And Dwayne the Rock Johnson is the executive producer of a new movie. It's out right now on Disney Plus. It's called Stuntman, and it's about Eddie Braun. And he's kind of now living in the footsteps of his hero, Evel Knievel. It looks awesome. I look forward to seeing it. Going to be chatting with Eddie Braun coming up.
Addiction. It's not a pretty thing. Addiction can lead to many problems in your life. Addiction can drive away those who love you the most. And addiction can lead to the loss of jobs, relationships, and even your life. Don't let addiction tear your life apart anymore. Get the help you need to defeat addiction and put the pieces back together in your life. Learn more at timeforrehab.com. They want to help. Timeforrehab.com. That's timeforrehab.com.
Now, surveys and studies and such, brought to you by BetterCreditCards.com. A new survey of 2,000 Americans finds 2 and 3 dog owners cook special meals just for their pup. We don't quite do that.
No. I mean, I let her have some of what I make, but I would not ever make a special meal.
Parents used to do that, though, didn't they?
They did.
Yeah, they made special meals. And then
they did.
Heidi and her brother had to eat just whatever. Like, no, you guys get leftovers. This is for the dog. 6 and 10 dog owners admit they care about their pet so much they consider themselves helicopter parents for their pet.
I would say I've gotten that way.
We've gotten really bad at that lately.
Yeah.
We have a new puppy, and when I say new puppy, it's 4 or 5 months old now, puppy to us, and we're still way too much in puppy mode. A recent survey of 2,000 Americans explored the difference between astrological signs to see which sign cares the most about when it comes to things like home decor, furnishings, sprucing up their homes. Aries, by the way, is their zodiac sign of the people who are most confident with their interior design skills. Huh. Are you an Aries?
I am not.
Okay,
I am not.
I don't know. I don't pay attention. I know when your birthday is, but I don't know any of the sign stuff. This has been Surveys and Studies and Such, brought to you by BetterCreditCards.com.
Do you have a credit card? We'd like to help you get a better credit card. If you don't have any credit cards, we'd like to help you too. At BetterCreditCards.com, we have credit cards that offer different things for different people. Some cards offer points. Some cards are designed to help you build your credit. BetterCreditCards.com wants to help you get a better credit card, no matter what you're looking for. See if we can help you find a better credit card at BetterCreditCards.com. That's BetterCreditCards.com.
This is your Brain on Drugs, brought to you by TimeForRehab.com. A man had a day at the beach that turned deadly after he was killed by a shark while wading into the surf. Heidi and I talked a little bit about this yesterday. When I was reading this story, I was like, that's really a sad Brain on Drugs for tomorrow. The victim, Marcelo Rocha Santos, 51, had been drinking with friends when nature called. He decided, well, I'm going to just walk out into the water to urinate. And when he did this, that was a very bad decision. 2 men waded into the water up to their waist, but that's when a shark came and bit off the unfortunate beachgoer's hand, took off a chunk of his leg. The lifeguard was not able to stop the attack. However, shortly thereafter, the buddies managed to drag him back ashore, where he collapsed on the beach unconscious. Sad, sad stuff. Anyway, he was immediately rushed to the hospital, pronounced dead at the scene. Only other person in the water at the time was his friend. He escaped the incident unscathed. Unknown what kind of shark, bull shark or tiger shark they think. However, the incident took place near an area where 12 prior attacks have happened. You might want to put up a sign and just say, I don't know, maybe stay out of this water here.
No, they don't close the beaches. Haven't you seen Jaws?
I have seen Jaws. That is a really, really sad instance of what happens when your brain is on drugs.
John and Heidi.
Now, big screen, little screen, brought to you by channelsurfertv.com. Meghan Markle, Prince Harry's second Netflix project, will focus on 12-year-old girls' adventures in an animated series. Like many girls her age, our heroine, Pearl, is on a journey of self-discovery as she tries to overcome life's daily challenges. What? What is it that, how are the, I'm moving on.
Yeah, it's
How are they
probably
involved in it?
best.
Sources, I love that because they don't say who, but sources, I'm going to throw some air quotes on that to help. Sources tell the New York Post, page 6, that Kanye West asked Irana Shank to go to Paris for a couture show with him. Did I say that right?
Couture.
Couture. I see. I shouldn't be reading the high fashion
It's like
stuff.
fashion
I don't-
stuff.
Anyway, supposedly Kanye asked Irana to go, but the gorgeous model and mom said no. And
Okay.
that is news today. Moving on. Big screen, little screen. Brought to you by channelsurfertv.com.
At WeirdGiftOfTheDay.com, we help you get ready for all the fun holidays throughout the year with fun, silly, and just plain weird gift ideas for your friends. If you have a friend who has a bizarre sense of humor, we've got a gift for them. WeirdGiftOfTheDay.com posts a link to something that will make you smile each and every day. Whether you buy these weird gifts or not, it's worth checking out just for a smile. WeirdGiftOfTheDay.com. That's WeirdGiftOfTheDay.com.
Now your scoop of the day comes your way, courtesy of PureCanaCompany.com, promo code RADIO. New report claims Taco Bell is facing a shortage of their taco meat. So apparently a lot of folks are in the mood for tacos. Ben and Jerry's have announced they're going to stop selling ice cream in the West Bank in protest of Israel. So,
Okay.
so if that's, do they sell a lot of ice cream there? A California theme park was temporarily evacuated after a man climbed to the top of a 250-foot ride.
Oh, geez.
That is pretty darn tall, by the way. 250 feet.
Yeah.
That is a long way up there. So they had to shut the entire place down and get this guy off the thing before they could open things back up.
Huh.
So not good.
Not very smart.
No, not. American kids are binge watching so much of the British cartoon Peppa Pig that a lot
I
of
didn't even know that was even really still a thing.
yeah, there's so many kids watching it that there is a whole generation that are developing an English accent and using words like telly instead of television.
Huh.
And ready, steady, go. So there you go. If you've got a youngin' that's watching that, that would be kind of interesting to see. You know, a whole bunch of kids with a British accent. And a restaurateur is selling a new luxury hamburger for about $6,000.
Holy cow. What
I
is
don't know. I can't afford it, so I'm not even going to look.
Oh my
Can
gosh.
you even imagine? If somebody offered to buy that for me, I would be afraid
I would
to eat
say
it. I'd be like,
no.
you know what? We could feed like a bunch of families.
Oh,
so let's
wow.
not do a $6,000 burger for me, thanks. I'll do a $6 burger, and I'll take the rest of that and feed other people. And finally, an unopened copy of a video game called Super Mario 64 has sold at auction for $1.5 million.
Woo.
Yeah, so this is a video game from a while back, and this version had been unopened, so it made it worth a whole lot of dough. So if you happen to have a video game, Super Mario 64, that's not open, well, good news for you. Thanks for listening to the John and Heidi Show.
Early to bed, early to rise makes you healthy, wealthy, and wise. This is a great quote from Benjamin Franklin. At InsuranceChicken.com, we know a thing or two about great quotes. We help people get great insurance quotes every day. It's super simple and free to find out if we can make you healthy, wealthy, and wise. Okay, I can't guarantee that, but I can assure you we'd love to help at InsuranceChicken.com. We want to help you peck out great deals on insurance. That's InsuranceChicken.com.
Thank you so much for listening to the John and Heidi Show. Super excited to visit with Eddie Braun and also Kurt Matilla. We're going to talk about Stuntman. How are you guys doing today?
Hi, John. Thanks for having us.
Absolutely. So let's talk.
Hey, John.
You both have had quite a career as a stuntman in Hollywood, and now you get to kind of pull back the curtain and let everybody know a little more about this, don't you?
Well, you mentioned pull back the curtain. Yeah, a lot of times I feel like Oz because everybody thinks this stuntman is this huge mythical person, and when you pull back the curtain, it's just a mere man, and that's how I am. I'm not this like superhero type of guy or macho adrenaline junkie. At the end of the day, I'm just a regular guy. I just happen to have an unusual job.
I'm looking at the list of programs that people have seen you in between movies and TV, Dukes of Hazzard, Chips, The A-Team, movies like Transformers, Avengers, Argo. I mean, that is a pretty big deal. Anybody that's, an actor to have that on their resume is a huge thing. So it's got to be huge for a stuntman to be in a big blockbuster too.
Well, John, I never go into movies thinking I'm working on a blockbuster. I mean, I go into all the jobs just looking at the job at hand. You don't know how it's going to be all pieced together later. So, as many blockbusters I've worked in plenty of turkeys too. But, that didn't change the passion that I went into the job doing.
Who was your inspiration? Because there are people today that are inspired by you, but who inspired you to get into this, Eddie?
Well, I became a professional stuntman at the age of 17, so I was fairly young. But the gentleman that inspired me from the get-go was meeting Evel Knievel. I mean, Evel Knievel wore a cape. He was a rock star incarnate. Every little kid at the time wanted to be like Evel. Me so much so that I would take my little Schwinn Stingray bicycle and I would attempt to jump everything. My first injury was a broken arm trying to jump trash cans on my bicycle. But the whole way to the hospital with a broken arm, couldn't have been happier because I was like Evel Knievel.
That is awesome. And the thing that's really cool, this program that we're talking about, Stuntman, is produced by Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson, and the director, Kurt Matilla, is on the line with us. Kurt, have you guys worked together in the past, or is this the first project with all of you guys?
The first project of all of us. And, I had worked with Eddie professionally a few times. He was performing stunt driving for a couple of car commercials we were doing. And, when he started telling me about his story and the breadth of his work, I just said, this would be a remarkable documentary for people to kind of see what stuntmen and women go through. And at the same time, watching Eddie set out to do something that no one has done before. The film's thrust story is following Eddie as he attempts to recreate one of the most dangerous stunts in cinema history, which is the legendary Snake River Canyon jump that Evel Knievel attempted back in 1974. And The Rock was a supporter of this project very early on. And when we finished the film, he and his team were very helpful in getting it on Disney Plus, which will be premiering on July 23rd.
That's awesome. And this project is on Disney Plus. We'll put a link to that. But back to Eddie, this stunt is one that almost killed Evel Knievel. Did that scare you at all?
Oh, it scared me a lot. It scared me a lot. But, I get scared. I'm not this big macho guy. I get scared a lot of times when I go to work, and that is healthy and it's natural. And I tell my kids this: being scared and having fear is normal and healthy. It's how you go about handling that fear that will define you as a person. So yeah, I was fearful as hell, but I also knew I was going to pay special attention and do this right, at least in the best abilities that myself and my team could do.
Eddie, as you look back at your career, that's not over yet, but as you look back, is there a stunt that's kind of like the biggest stunt that you did?
John, I never look at stunts. I've been fortunate to do so many over my career. I don't judge them by actual stunts. I judge them more by films. And two films that I'm extremely proud of. One is called Navy SEALs with Charlie Sheen. It is action-packed from beginning to end. I had a blast on it. The other one is called The Town, that is directed by Ben Affleck. Again, action-packed. I had a blast on it. So I remember things in terms of films more than an actual stunt.
Well, I bet we got some folks adding a few more films to their list. And while you're doing that, also, Stuntman premiered on Disney Plus. You can check that out as well. Thank you guys so much for taking the time to chat with us here.
John, thank you for having us.
Absolutely. Stuntman, it's on Disney Plus. All of the details in the show notes for today at johnandheidishow.com.
Addiction. It's not a pretty thing. Addiction can lead to many problems in your life. Addiction can drive away those who love you the most, and addiction can lead to the loss of jobs, relationships, and even your life. Don't let addiction tear your life apart anymore. Get the help you need to defeat addiction and put the pieces back together in your life. Learn more at timeforrehab.com. They want to help. Timeforrehab.com. That's timeforrehab.com.
Fun fact for you, Heidi.
What's that, John?
The first Star Wars movie was expected to be a flop. The original 1977 movie had a budget of $8 million, which sounds like a lot of money, but for movies, that's not a lot of money.
Right.
Distributor 20th Century Fox was reluctant to give director and writer George Lucas even that much, so he accepted a lower salary in order to keep the budget. The movie went on, by the way, to make $775 million around the world. Disney picked up the entire franchise now for $4 billion. For comparison's sakes, by the way, Last Jedi was released 2017, a budget of $317 million. So that first one, $8 million.
It's insane.
$317 million for it's not the last one, but the one in 2017. So there you go. Now you know. Thanks for listening to the John and Heidi Show.
Do you have a credit card? We'd like to help you get a better credit card. If you don't have any credit cards, we'd like to help you too. At bettercreditcards.com, we have credit cards that offer different things for different people. Some cards offer points. Some cards are designed to help you build your credit. Bettercreditcards.com wants to help you get a better credit card, no matter what you're looking for. See if we can help you find a better credit card at bettercreditcards.com. That's bettercreditcards.com.
Now, radiotravelgroup.com presents a news headline from somewhere in this world. Dateline Australia. Brisbane, Australia was picked Wednesday to host the Olympics in 2032. So we got a little
2032.
Yeah, we got a little bit of time to wait. The victory led to a fireworks display in Brisbane that was broadcast to IOC members in their 5-star hotel in Tokyo. So
why are we planning so far ahead?
Well, you got to, build the place.
I mean, we don't even know what the state of the world will be like at that time.
Yeah, but we're going to have Olympics. We're going to be doing Olympics. So they got to get like the Olympic pavilion ready. You don't just find out like, hey, you're hosting the Olympics next week. You're like, oh, okay, let me pull some stuff together. I'll call some friends. That's not how it works.
I would assume that they have facilities
No.
large enough to do something like that.
They do after the fact, and then after the fact, all those facilities
And
get
then
used
that's
for
all
other
wasted
things. Not wasted.
space.
Gets used for other things.
Oh, okay.
It brings a bunch of tourism. So people want this because the eyes of the world are upon them. Just like my eyes are upon the clock. We are over time. RadioTravelGroup.com presents a news headline from somewhere in this world.
At WeirdGiftOfTheDay.com, we help you get ready for all the fun holidays throughout the year with fun, silly, and just plain weird gift ideas for your friends. If you have a friend who has a bizarre sense of humor, we've got a gift for them. WeirdGiftOfTheDay.com posts a link to something that will make you smile each and every day. Whether you buy these weird gifts or not, it's worth checking out just for a smile. WeirdGiftOfTheDay.com. That's WeirdGiftOfTheDay.com.
Now some weird news brought to you by WeirdGiftOfTheDay.com. A Utah-based gun manufacturer is taking some heat for a customization kit that took a Glock handgun and encased it in Lego bricks.
I saw this. I think is a bad idea.
Putting a weapon in a position of a thing that looks like a toy is a bad idea, by the way.
I agree.
So I'm not even going to say the name of the company because they've already taken a lot of flack online. This happened back in June is when they posted this online. Simply be too painful to tread on. I don't know what that means. Here's one of those childhood dreams coming to life. The Block 19. So see, instead of Glock, Block 19 prototype, you can actually build Legos on it. Anyway, they thought it was a clever idea. And I suppose somebody, wanting to relive their childhood, they're like, hey, look what I can do. But the problem is you're taking a gun and you're making it look like a toy. And you're having your kids who do play with Legos go, oh, hey, I can play with this thing. So it backfired in a big, big way. And there's a lot of people online that are not happy. And the company is now apologizing, going, we didn't really think this through. The kit's no longer available, by the way. So it was probably not a great plan.
Good. Then they realized the error of their ways. And
that's why it's not today's moment of duh. It is today's Weird News, brought to you by WeirdGiftOfTheDay.com.
John and Heidi.
Now your moment of duh, brought to you by BetterResultsAdvertising.com. A 74-year-old man shut down the airport in Fort Lauderdale when he told an agent he had a bomb in his bag.
You don't do that.
No. Why would Wegel Rosen say that? Well, he was trying to get home to see his cardiologist. Instead, he's going to go to prison for 15 years. The bomb threat set off hour-long shutdown.
Yeah, I bet.
Why did he do this? Because he didn't want to pay extra to put this bag, like to check the bag. They wanted him to pay extra for the carry-on bag, and he was like, no, I'm not paying extra.
Dude, that's not going to work.
Anyway, it turned into a huge incident when they're like, well, we need to check that. He goes, I can't check it. It's got a bomb in there. I need to take it with me.
Oh, my gosh.
Yeah, that was a bad idea. Again, he's 74, old enough to know better. And the bag contained his CPAP machine. That's what was in there. All he had to do was say, I have a medical device. It's a CPAP machine. They would have said, oh, okay, yeah, take that. You need that to live. Instead, he said, I got a bomb. You don't need one of those. We don't want one of those. Instead, you're going to jail. Bad idea.
I mean, I don't think that they would have said, yes, you need that. I really don't think they would have allowed that on the plane.
I believe
because,
they do. If it's a medical device, I think they do.
Right, but it's not like he would have been sleeping on the plane, so that was unnecessary.
Wherever he's going. I don't know. I literally just talked to somebody about this very thing like 2 days ago. So I don't know what the rules are. Probably different.
They weren't going to take
airline.
it from him, John. They were going to make him check it and pay to check it.
It is today's moment of duh.
Early to bed, early to rise makes you healthy, wealthy, and wise. This is a great quote from Benjamin Franklin. At InsuranceChicken.com, we know a thing or two about great quotes. We help people get great insurance quotes every day. It's super simple and free to find out if we can make you healthy, wealthy, and wise. Okay, I can't guarantee that, but I can assure you we'd love to help at InsuranceChicken.com. We want to help you peck out great deals on insurance. That's InsuranceChicken.com.
Time now for Is It a Golf Course or Is It a Rehab Center? Brought to you by TimeForRehab.com. Heidi, tell me, Woodley Lakes, Van Nuys, California. Is it a golf course or is it a rehab center? Again, Woodley Lakes.
I'm going to say it's a golf course.
The answer is, everybody quiet on the green.
Woo!
Heidi got one right. It's the first time in a while.
It is the first time in a while.
Even a blind squirrel gets a nut once in a while.
Yeah, that is true.
No, that was very well played, Heidi. She got a hole in one.
Thanks.
And a touchdown and a three-pointer. Did I get enough sports things in there? Are those all good?
Yes, I'm sure they are.
Why are strikes bad in baseball but good in bowling? I never understood that. We'll have to chat about that later. Golf course or rehab, brought to you by TimeForRehab.com.
John and Heidi.
This portion of the John and Heidi Show is brought to you by the John and Heidi Show. That sounds kind of funny, but it's true. Go to your local radio station and ask them to start carrying the John and Heidi Show. Here's the best part. They can carry the show for free. They play a couple commercials, but it doesn't cost them anything every month. So if you know a radio station that could use a little bit of help, send them our way. Send them to johnandheidishow.com. Again, johnandheidishow.com. We would love to do a radio program in your community. Then you could listen to the podcast and listen to us on the radio.
John and Heidi.
We always like to wrap things up around here with good news, and I think this is good news. Comes your way courtesy of BetterCreditCards.com. Here's a headline. Parents reunite with son 24 years after he was kidnapped.
Holy cow.
Yeah, a Chinese man finally been reunited with the family over 300,000 miles across country.
Oh my gosh.
The son was kidnapped and sold by human traffickers in front of their home back in 1997. He was 2 at the time. According to China's Ministry of Public Security, the police were able to trace the son using DNA testing. Video footage shows this boy and it shows the husband and wife crying and hugging their son as they reunited, and it shows photos of him. What an amazing story.
That is fantastic.
And again, it's because of DNA that they were able to find this is our son for sure.
Wow.
And he had no clue that he had been kidnapped. So I wonder, the family that had him, I wonder if they knew he had been kidnapped? If they adopted this boy, if they didn't know that he had been kidnapped, I don't know how all of that works. But how weird is that going to be?
Sounded like he was put into sex trafficking.
No. What?
Isn't that what they said?
I didn't read that
It said
anywhere.
kidnapped into sex trafficking from his own front yard.
I didn't say that anywhere. sold by human traffickers, but it doesn't say anything about sex trafficking.
Oh, well, I guess I just assumed.
Yeah, I don't know. There's a lot
trafficking is, I don't know.
So anyway, he was kidnapped 24 years ago. Now he's back home with mom and dad, which
That's
is
awesome. That is a
absolutely
beautiful
amazing.
ending to a horrifying story.
I agree completely. I have a link to that story, by the way. It's in the show notes for today at johnandheidishow.com. Time to say goodbye, Heidi.
Goodbye, Heidi.
Goodbye, everybody. Have a wonderful weekend. We appreciate you tuning in. I know there's a lot of things you could do with your ears. You could listen to so many things. We appreciate you choosing us, and we love you for that. Thanks for listening to the John and Heidi Show.